LG G8 ThinQ. We're going to do a first time setup, and also we're going to do a quick overview of all its features. So let's dive in and get started right away. Alright, so let's grab the box and lift it up, see what we get in the box. So here is a little message from LG, alright, and then we actually have a nice little cleaning cloth over here, a microfiber cleaning cloth, because the LG G8 ThinQ is all glass all around. So let's grab the phone real quick. Oh, that's a clean slab of glass. Let's put this aside for a second. Let's see what's inside the box over here. Now this little box is going to have some instructions inside. It's usual with every other smartphone. So let's put that aside as well, right over here. And then of course we have a cable over here and a charger. So this one in fact is a rapid charger. So if you look at this thing right over here, this is a fast charge charger. So that's great. And of course then we have the cable. And that's what you get in the box for the LG G8 ThinQ charger cable, instruction, cleaner, and all that stuff. But here's the actual phone that I want to take a look at over here. Now let's quickly turn this on for the first time. We are going to do a full setup on this smartphone, but let's look around to see what's going on over here. So on the back, as you can see, we've got two cameras. We have a standard angle camera, and we have a wide angle camera, and we have a flash, and then we have a physical fingerprint sensor on the back of this device. Now one thing you'll notice is that this camera does not have any camera bump. So it's one smooth piece of slab of glass. So when I put this phone on the table just like this, there's no wobble, okay, because there's no camera bump. So that's actually a positive right off the bat. Now we're going to talk about the notch and what's in here, but let's look at the bottom. So we do have the USB Type-C port. We've got a 3.5mm headphone jack, and of course we have a very loud speaker at the bottom. And on the side, we've got the power button, which is right here. And on this side, we have the volume rocker. Let's take a look at it like this. We have a volume rocker, and also we have a button here that actually is a dedicated Google Assistant button. So by pressing this button, you can launch Google Assistant. We'll take a look at that in the settings in a second. But with the phone on the front, as you can see, we have a Quad HD Plus display. Okay, so that's a high quality 6.1-inch display. And on the top here, there's something I want you guys to notice. So when you look at here, where normally you would see an earpiece, you're not going to see that. What you are going to see is a bunch of little things over here that actually allow you to do Face ID. So you can unlock this phone with your face, you can unlock this phone with your hand, and you can also take photos with a front-facing camera. But again, let's go back to the speaker. You're not going to see a speaker and an earpiece on the phone on the top here, because in fact what's happening is LG G8 uses the entire screen as a speaker and also as the earpiece. So when you're talking into the phone and listening to somebody else, you'll actually get sound from the display from this area. And when you're listening to music, the sound is going to come right through the display. Now, of course, LG calls this the Crystal Sound OLED. All right, so it actually uses the OLED display as a diaphragm for the speaker to emit sound right through the actual display. So that's great, okay? All right, so that's the quick overview of the phone. Let's do a first-time setup and take a look at the software features and some other highlights. All right, so here we have the LG G8. Let's tap on the start button over here. So it says welcome. So the very first thing it wants you to do is to actually choose to hide the notch if you so desire. Now, if I go with this option here, the notch can be hidden, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it up there for now. So I'm going to tap on that one, and then I'm going to tap on next, and then it wants me to pick a Wi-Fi, so I'm going to do that right away. Let me just dump in the password. So that's all good to go. Tap on connect. All right, then I'm going to click next. It's connecting to the Wi-Fi. All right, so we're good to go. Checking for updates. So let's wait for that to happen. All right, so we're good to go. Let's tap on don't copy. We're going to skip that little setup, and we're going to go to checking info, and it's going to ask me to log into my Google password. I'm going to do that right now. All right, so we're good to go with that one as well. So we're continuing our process, the setup process. So I'm going to pick the date and everything. We're going to just click accept on all these things for now. And here, what I want you guys to show is to secure your phone, you can actually use three different methods to unlock your phone. You can set up a Face ID, which hides in the notch over here. And this Face ID is in fact as good as the one in the iPhone. So it's not a 2D Face ID, it's in fact a 3D facial scanner, so it's going to be highly secure. Other thing you can do is you can use the fingerprint sensor that I showed on the back of the phone, or you can just go with a PIN number or a password. Now if I say no thanks to all these guys and tap on next, I'm going to skip anyway, and then I'm going to skip the assistant and all that good stuff over here. All right, no thanks. And then because this is an AT&T phone, I'm going to skip all these things. It's going to ask you to do some AT&T stuff, and we're all good to go. So that's the LG G8's home screen. Now really quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the wallpaper to something a little bit more brighter. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to press and hold. On the screen, go to the wallpapers, and then go right inside the actual wallpapers. Right over here, we got 17 of these guys. Let's just pick this one right over here, which is pretty bright. Okay, so click next, click OK, set the wallpaper, and we are good to go with our new wallpaper right over here. All right, so let me quickly show you something over here. So if we go to the settings right over here, all right, go to the settings, and if I go over here, first of all, this is the tab view, so I'm going to switch over to the list view. I'm going to tap on this one. It's going to give me the list view for the phone, and then from here, I'm going to go to lock screen and security, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to biometrics here, and I'm going to show you quickly that you do have 3 options to unlock your phone. You can use your fingerprints, you can use the face unlock, or you can use the hand ID. Basically, the phone can read the palm and the veins in your hand to unlock the smartphone. And really quickly, if I tap on the hand ID, it's going to ask you to actually set it up. So I can click on next over here, and then I can also have to pick a PIN number. I'm going to do that right away. So let's just, no thanks to that. Let's pick a PIN number, 000, just for example. That's 4. There we go. Okay, so it's going to ask me to actually scan my hand. I'm going to position the hand in front of this sensor 6 to 8 inches away, and it's going to start to read my hand. Okay, so I'm going to click on start, and I'm going to bring my hand right over here, and it's actually 6 to 8 inches. It's reading my hand right now. So I gradually have to bring this hand closer to the actual display, and then we're good to go. You've successfully scanned your hand. I'm going to tap on continue. Let's do that one more time. All right, 6 to 8 inches. Gradually come down. It's reading my palm. There we go. So now you can now unlock your phone with hand ID. All right, and when you do that, you have to do it 4 inches away from the smartphone. All right, so that's how you use your hand to unlock the actual smartphone. And let's quickly look around really quickly. So if I go to the settings again, there's too much customization happening in here. You can go to extensions, and then what you have here is you have the air motion technology. You can tap on this one, and basically, again, using your hand in front of that sensor, you can control your phone. You can actually launch applications, control music, and of course, control calls and alarms without touching the phone. That's one of the main features of the smartphone. And of course, it is almost a gimmick, but again, it's just an extra feature you can use if you want. All right, so it's not a big deal that it's there. Then we also have one more thing over here. If I go into the shortcuts under extension, and if I scroll all the way down, over here it says assistant. So we have an assistant button here. So if I press the button once, it's going to launch Google Assistant if I have this enabled. And if I want to talk to Google Assistant, I just press and hold it. And then if I just want to see a snapshot of my day using Google Assistant, what I can do is I can tap it twice. Okay, so just to give an example, if I just tap it once, it just brings up Google Assistant. I can talk right into it. So that's a very useful button right over here. And of course, other things we have is if you press and hold the screen, there's a couple. One thing I like about the LG smartphones, unlike many other reviewers, is how extensively customizable their software is. So we can go to the home screen settings, and we have all these options over here. One thing I do like is you can even pick the screen swipe effect. So I can actually pick from different effects when I'm swiping across the home screens. I can go panoramic swipes. I can do this one right over here. I can do the breeze, and you're getting a preview of it. You can do the slide, which is a standard. So these are the things that make the LG really great. A lot of customization. Now, one more thing I do like with the LG, with this LG G8, is the way they allow you to hide the notch. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go to the settings, if I go into the actual display, and if I go to the new second screen, which is what they call their notch, you do have this custom setting to hide the notch. And then, of course, you can pick these colors here to hide the notch this way. But I don't like these two over here. But here's the one that I like. This one right over here. that allows you to gradually make the notch disappear to the sides. All right, so it looks much better than